Hello guys, welcome back to my channel where we are doing the next letter. I am spelling out the word holidays using eyeshadows that only start with the next letter in the sequence. So I've done H, O, L, and I. Those are all linked down below, and today every eyeshadow that you see on my face starts with the letter D. I'm calling this series One Letter Looks. I hope that you will check out the rest of them down below in the description box. If you're new here, hey, my name is Rachel. I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. I really enjoy eyeshadow, especially colorful eyeshadow, and I do upload several videos every week. All right, these are the 6 palettes that I'm going to be using today. If you want to know how I chose which palettes for which letter, check this carded video above. Everything's laid out in there. I'm not going to get into it in these actual letter videos because it would just be too time intensive. First, we have the Hela palette from Angelica Nyqvist and Oden. Today's letter is D. So in the Hela palette, we have a shade here called Decay. I think that's it. Oh no, there's double-sided. How did I forget that? Double-sided is the beautiful multi-chrome in the palette. It's so pretty. From Beauty Bay, we have the Dark Fantasy palette. And in here, there is a D shade called Dark Matter. And there's also one called Distortion. Distortion and Dark Matter. Distortion is a beautiful deep cranberry shimmer. Really pretty. So far, I'm going rather neutral here. Let's see what else we've got. I have the Through My Eyes palette from ColourPop and Iluvsarahii. Here we have Divina, which is basically my shirt color. Are we sensing a theme? Lost in Los Angeles from BH Cosmetics gives us a weird color called Dreamer. I don't really care for this palette. It's got odd undertones. Flora Story from Oden and Makeup Just for Fun has a gorgeous multi-chrome called Dawn. I think that's it. Yes, but Dawn is beautiful. It is pink, green, gold. I even see a bit of purple in there. This is Dawn, and then this is the multi-chrome over here from the Hela palette, which is a lot more gold, kind of like a fiery, peachy kind of flex, but a very clear, transparent base. And then Dawn has a lot more green in it. Beautiful. And finally, Michaela Pot 2, the color in here called Dreams. I'm not really interested in supporting Michaela anymore. I think I'm going to get rid of this palette and possibly my other one as well. She kind of rubs me the wrong way, and the more I see of her, I realize that in most of her short form content, she has lots of curse words and stories that I don't think are worth telling, and I think we have different values. I'm not really interested in supporting Michaela anymore. Here's another green. It's nice, beautiful swatch. That is a nice swatch. So I have a very distinct color story here, sort of neutral burgundies into soft greens. I think it's really lovely, actually. I mean, I would buy a palette with this color story, but I don't need to because clearly I already own it. What would you guys do with these colors? I'd love to know in the comments if you tell me below what you would have done with these colors. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. I'm just seeing them now. And fortunately, I mean, I think I got lucky where these neutral and burgundy tones are a perfect match for my shirt. But I might want to pull in the greens. I'm not sure. I'm going to prime my eyes with the Glamlight Icing Primer. Everything I use is down below in the description box. I will zoom you in and we'll get going with this. One of my subscribers recently asked that I do more cool tone looks. I don't think this one's going to be the case. And you know, it's not intentional. I will specifically try to do 1 or 2 cool tone looks before the end of the year. But I like mixing warm and cool, and I almost never will dive into an eye look saying I want something warm toned or I want something cool toned. Typically it's just whatever colors happen to jump out at me at that time. So I have to very intentionally say I want to do a cool toned look, but I will try to do at least one by the end of the year just for you. Okay, let's dive into this deep burgundy matte. It's called Divina from the ColourPop Through My Eyes palette. I do want today's look to be kind of on the lighter side. I'm not sure that's possible given the colors I have to work with, but I'm going to go in really lightly and just see how gentle I can be and light-handed. This is a Blend Bunny B4 brush. I really hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. Remember that down below in the description box are the first letters of the word holidays. I'm over halfway through now. I'm just looking now at the schedule in December, my filming, or rather my upload schedule. At the time that I'm filming this, today is December 1st. That's when I'm filming this look. And I've already done all the looks up till now, as well as a few other videos. I want to keep at least my 4 video a week trend all through December. And I know I said I wasn't going to commit to like everyday uploads or whatever. I probably could. Like, I'm not going to commit to it. I probably could do it, but I have to consider that I'm traveling in January and I don't want to put pressure on myself to get all these videos uploaded in December and then not have anything pre-filmed for January. So anyway, I'm looking at my upload schedule and trying to decide exactly how I want to space out these videos. I think I'm going to do the first 5 letters in 1 week, and then maybe like the first 3 days of the next week have the rest of the word. That would bring me to the week of Christmas Eve, and then I think I'll do one more Christmassy sort of video right before Christmas Eve. Take a few days off. You know, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at how things are looking and how I want to lay them out. But I hope you are enjoying this as much as I am. I'm having tons of fun. So far, my favorite looks have been... Oh, the baby's awake. She might need me to settle her. So far, my favorite looks have been the O and the I. Oh my goodness. Yesterday was my eye video. I loved it so much. I loved it so much. It was amazing. I had to go settle the baby, but I think she's okay now. You know what? Look at how beautifully that blended out. This is ColourPop. Generally, I'm not a fan of ColourPop, but that particular shadow worked very well. I'm going into the Dark Fantasy palette into the Dark Matter shade, which is just a simple matte black. I'm at a bit of drama right out here. The Beauty Bay mattes do not build very well. When I use Beauty Bay, I almost always start with the darkest and then I work lighter from there because they don't really want to pile on top of another formula or even themselves, honestly. So this is okay because I'm adding it to a very, very deep cranberry color, but it's not blending like a dream. It's just kind of there. It's just kind of there. It's fine. It's fine. I knew that going in. I'm quite familiar with Beauty Bay. I'm just telling you guys in case you're curious. Also, I'm going to use this, I'm going to use a smaller brush and do the same thing on the lower lash line. I just want the cranberry color and then black in the outer corner. Actually, I don't even need to put the black on top of it. I'm not going to because the Divina shade is so deep and rich and pigmented. The black is not going to add hardly anything to the outer lower lash line in such a small space, and I know it's going to be a little bit funky to work with. So I'm just going to leave this as it is. Now I want to play with shimmer. I want to use both of my Oden's eye shimmers. Actually, I think I swatched 3 shimmers and I want to use all 3 of them. I'm going to go into Dawn. I'll use my finger because it picks up nicely with the finger. It doesn't pick up great with a brush. And also the finger is going to provide me with more sparkle and shine. I'm not concerned about specificity or precision of placement because I'm not doing like a faux cut crease or anything. In fact, I generally take my finger and I angle upwards a little bit to catch my hood so that if I'm looking straight ahead, you can still see some of that glimmer. And now, back into Dark Fantasy for that cranberry shimmer called Distortion. Just tapping a little bit of this between Dawn and my mattes. I didn't really need it. They were close enough, but I wanted it because it's pretty. It's party. It's party. That's a nice shimmer. Overall, I would say I do prefer the Beauty Bay formula to ColourPop, but just in the case of those 2 shadows and how they were playing together, not so much. Going back into Dawn because I don't want the cranberry to take over, and I'm just dragging it a little further and working everything together. And that's lovely. And actually, I think that I am achieving my lighter look. This is not overly heavy, but it is dramatic and beautiful, and I'm liking it. Now, what else? I think I'll carry Divina all the way to the inner corner, going in, like I said, with quite a small blending brush. Not to the inner corner, I mean all the way along the lower lash line. So this is pretty much the look, honestly. I'm just going to spruce it up a little bit more by going back into Dawn. This is even smaller. It's also a bit denser, so it does pick up a little bit. I'm just going to try to pick up the shade with this blending brush and spray it. I want to apply this on the inner lower lash line, but I actually need it on a brush. My finger's too big for that. So I'm struggling a little bit here, trying to pick up this shade with a brush, but I'll get there and then I'll spray it. I'll take Dawn and lay it down on the inner third or so of the lower lash line. This is such a beautiful, fiery, peachy kind of color. It's really pretty. It does lean, I mean, in this light, it's looking really gold and pink. But I know that if I place it with the greens, it leans more green. You know, it's a multi-chrome. And while I'm not a fan overall of the multi-chrome boom that's happening now, I think that they're beautiful. I think that they're cool. I also think that they look best on larger swatches of skin, so not the eyelid. And I think that they're too visually heavy. I want something that's lighter. I love the Oden multi-chromes. This is my kind of multi-chrome right here. It's light, it's wispy, it's fairy-like. It's very, very sparkly, high shine. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of metallic-y, but it's not heavy. So this is my kind of multi-chrome. And now I do want to play with that Hela multi-chrome as well. It's called double-sided. It's beautiful. It's also slightly easier to pick up on the brush. It's the same formula. It's just a little bit easier to pick up. And I'll spray this one as well. Double-sided I'm going to put as an inner corner highlight right here. It's pretty similar to the Dawn shade, except it shifts a different way. I'm not sure that you would know simply looking at the look that I had used two different multi-chromes. I'll also put it up here at my brow bone because why not? They are close. They are close. One of them goes a bit more green, one of them goes a bit more pink, but they're both beautiful. And if I'm going to do a shimmer as an inner corner highlight, I want it to be this kind of shimmer, just very, very light in formula and color and like the tone of the shade, you know? So that's everything. I think that's everything. I'll choose something from my waterline, I'll put on some mascara, finish everything up, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, this is how it all turned out. So I was allowed to use 6 palettes. I ended up using 4. That means that the 2 I didn't use are going to be set aside if I ever need a palette in the future for this project. Like maybe I made a mistake or something. It actually happened today and I ended up grabbing something from a different day that hadn't been used. Anyway, those unused palettes are going into a pool. They might show up later, we'll see. But these are the 4 palettes that I used, and I used 5 shadows because I used 2 from Dark Fantasy and then 1 from each of the others. So let me tell you what I did to finish off this look and then we'll talk about it a little bit. In my waterline I used white and then I used mascara. And that's everything on my eyes. I didn't line it. You know what's funny? I just bought an eyeliner palette and yet for I think all of these holidays looks I haven't done eyeliner. I think it's because I feel a little bit of a time crunch and eyeliner just takes up time. But anyway, it's funny to me that I haven't actually done eyeliner in the last several videos. On my lips, I'm wearing the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Red Velvet. This is a red. It's not a fire engine red. It's more cool toned red. And I just dabbed it on a little bit to bring a bit of that to my lips and kind of work with the burgundy wine sort of theme, but not really be a full red. I have the Mulan Matchmaker blush from ColourPop. This is more obviously cool toned. It's not really a blush on me. I end up using it as kind of a contour blush, just a little bit of a cool tone color in my cheeks. And I think that's, oh, a highlighter. I used the double-sided shade from Hela as a highlighter. It's a beautiful highlighter, honestly. It's just a little bit glittery, very, very sparkly and pretty. And of course it ties back into the eye look, which I love. I think the eye look is beautiful. This is kind of exactly what I was going for today. I wanted something that played into my shirt if possible, at least worked with my outfit, but also was a little bit on the lighter side. So I've got the depth and the drama out here, but then I have the light tones on the inside, which are just opening up my face. It's sparkly, it's fiery, and still soft. It's very, very pretty. I did consider bringing the greens onto the lower lash line, but I'm just not enjoying that. I just don't enjoy that for the most part. Like maybe if I had a really neutral lid, and then I brought color on the lower lash line, that would be pretty. But if I have a colorful look overall, I kind of want that color to wrap around. So I'm liking this. I think it's beautiful. I'd love to hear your thoughts, of course. Do let me know in the comments what you would have done with the color story, what you think of what I did with the color story. Remember to check the description box for HOL and I. I hope you are enjoying this series as much as I am. I'm having a grand old time. I do hope that you'll consider liking and subscribing if you haven't and you like this sort of content. I do have several, well, I mean, lots of fun videos still scheduled for the rest of December and into the new year as well. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.